Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
This is the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Guys, we are now going to talk about episodes 21 through 25 of Batman, the animated series. But before we get into that, let me introduce my guest for this episode. The first guest, you should know him as the Clock King. It is Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
I'm never on time. I was late for this.
Oh, that's true. You know what? That is true. Never mind. My fault. But my second guest, he is known as Nostromos. It is Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
That's insulting.
Oh my god.
That's upsetting.
Oh geez. Well, I mean, I was doing pretty good up until that. Let me fix my hairpiece, I guess, and then we'll get on with it.
That's good. And my last guest, she is she's not a newbie, but she is doing her debut on the series. It is Ray, and she has a Vendetta. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. I'm the only guest that wasn't on the first episode.
Yes, that is true. That's true.
You brought her in specifically so that she could talk about Harley Quinn episodes, and then you didn't even call her Harley Quinn. You called Anthony Nostromos, but you.
Well, of course, you are here because you love Harley Quinn. Why is that?
Yeah. She's cool. I don't know.
Wow. Great. Glad we brought you on.
I'll get into it when we get to her episode.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But I do have a question. Well, it's a very long run-on sentence for here. But we are patiently waiting for Matt Reeves' Batman 2. He is making us wait for a reason.
I'm not patiently waiting.
Yeah.
I'm very impatiently waiting, if I'll be honest.
Okay. Well, every Batman sequel has been the greatest movie of all time. Batman Returns, The Dark Knight. Is Matt Reeves going to make the greatest movie of all time with Batman 2?
Well, didn't he already make, as you would say, the greatest movie of all time with The Batman?
Well, that's his first movie.
So you're saying that The Batman Part 2 will be even better?
It would be the greatest of all time. It would be like The Dark Knight, or maybe better.
Be better. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Why not?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. That's good to know. Well, let's get into our episodes. Episode 21, The Prophecy of Doom. Oh, it's a big doom here. Not a boom, but it's a doom.
Absolutely.
Oh,
God.
A ritzy casino boat courses out in the middle of the sea while people gamble their money and dance their night away. However,
like Barbie.
Oh yeah, a little like Barbie. Yeah, that's true. A little like Barbie. They don't know about this because a bomb is in the boiler room and it goes off. The ship instantly sinks and the people flood into the lifeboats, leaving the doomed ship to disappear beneath the waves. What a morbid intro we have here.
Do you think those people died?
I think so.
There's a couple of people going into like lifeboats that like they're just going down the ropes, but the lifeboats are already gone, so they're just swimming for it. They're trying their best.
It's tragic.
It's tragic. It's like Titanic, but with the bomb.
Titanic, the famous Titanic bomb.
Yeah, I guess one thing that Titanic didn't do was bomb. I would say, I guess stylistically, this is an interesting opening, just because like there's no dialogue and it's all music, and you know, it's something.
This is one of those instances. One of those instances in the show where, like, it's very clear that someone said, like, "Oh, let's just do a segment like the Titanic on the boat." Although this would have come out before Titanic, right?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, so obviously they weren't taking inspiration from James Cameron's Titanic, but somebody said, like, "Oh, let's just do something with a boat. How do we work that in?" And I think there's a lot of that in this episode. Like, we just want it to end in a planetarium, so figure that out.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does kind of feel like set pieces and visuals. We'll figure out the bits in the middle later.
Yeah.
Well, later in Gotham City, Bruce Wayne talks with a friend, Ethan Clarke, who tells him about a fortune teller, Nostromos, who warned him not to go out on the sea on the gambling cruise. Ethan's daughter, Lisa Clarke, who is sus, claiming it's a coincidence, but he points out the other predictions that came true and invites Bruce to a party he is holding in Nostromo's honor. When they are alone, Lisa complains to Bruce that her father now doesn't make the smartest move without the fortune teller say so. Do you guys believe in like horoscopes or anything like that?
No.
Because there are a lot of people who believes that. Because I believe.
Do you?
I look at it, but I don't believe in it because I'm a Pisces.
Why do you look at it?
I just want to see what's the latest news on my horoscope. But I don't believe in it.
Are you like those girls who like, I'm a Pisces, so of course I don't believe in it. It's in my horoscope itself.
Something like that. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like
That's
that.
cool. You're
well,
cool,
in that
dude.
case, I'm a Scorpio. I'm so mysterious. You don't know anything about me.
See, Ray knows what she is. I've got no idea what I am.
You're Skyler.
Thank you.
You were born middle of
the beginning of April.
So I think you're like a Cancer or something like that.
No, you're making that up.
No,
no. So rude.
Well, excuse me. Well, since we don't believe in it, let's not focus on that.
Sure. It's your show. You can do what you want.
No, it's okay. Bruce attends the party and listens to Nostromo's ludicrous words for a while. Nostromo ludicrous. This is also in the show. Nostromo seems to notice Bruce's sussiness and claims that someone is there in grave danger, aka Bruce himself. As soon as Bruce is singled out, his glass breaks, astonish everyone in the party. Now we have a great look of this fortune teller, Nostromos. What do you guys think about this guy?
He's a cult leader.
This is like design-wise, it's like a Ra's al Ghul soft launch. Like, we're not ready for him yet, so we'll just do whatever the hell this guy is.
Right. Very mysticism, very Asian coded, but not really. He's very
Jack
big.
Eyebrows.
Yeah, very much the sort of old school eyebrows. You're right. So it's a choice. He's obviously going big because of the reveal. So like there is that. It just makes me wish that there was a bit more of a contrast, because we'll soon find out his true facade. It's not that much different.
No, I think when I first saw this, when I was like, maybe it was like 10 years ago, I thought that was like Ra's al Ghul. I was like, oh, this is his origins. But someone else told me like, oh, this is someone else.
This is his origins.
Yeah. So I was like, I was a kid 10 years ago, so I was like, okay, that's not him. Well, in the Batcave, Alfred wonders about Nostromo's powers, but Batman has them figured out as cheap gimmicks, thinking a sonic wave was used for the glass. While at the party, he managed to get some of Nosferatu. Oh, Nostromos.
Whoa!
That's a different person. That's a different person. Nostromos. Should I call him Nosferatu? Might as well, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. Nostrils. I'll just call him Nostrils. Some of Nostromo's fingerprints and analyze them. They belong to an ex-con actor, Carl Flower. That's a terrible name. He also brings up... Yeah, it's not a good name. It's not a stage name. Oh, that's why it's Nostromo. That's why I call him Nostromos.
Yeah, that would be one.
He also brings up files on his associate Lucas, a special effects man. It's now obvious how the events occurred, but not what their purpose is. The next day, Bruce goes to work as usual and enters his personal elevator. As he does that, a guard tells him that the elevator has been repaired. Bruce is momentarily confused, and as he is not aware of anything was wrong, he enters the elevator and it goes up, and an unknown saboteur throws a wrench into the gears and pours acid on the cable. Fortunately, Batman is able to escape using the grappling hook. Batman chases them after the saboteur, but he manages to escape after a brief skirmish using the acid.
Did anyone else laugh when Bruce fell over in the elevator?
I did. A little bit.
That shot, he just so violently gets lifted off his feet and slams his face into the wall.
It's pretty hard, yeah. It's pretty insane. I mean, this is obviously a Bruce showcase. There's a lot of Bruce Wayne in here, and we do like goofy, silly Bruce, you know?
Clumsy guy.
A lot of close-ups of his face, too. The camera gets very close to Bruce's face.
I mean, we don't want to see his suit. His, what did we call it last time?
His diarrhea brown poopy suit.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
Because it was brown and yellow. And so you called it the pee pee poo poo suit.
Pee pee poo
poo. You called it.
It's mustard.
Yeah, it's a little bit mustard.
Mustard comes in both of those colors.
All right.
Mustard comes in brown?
Yes. It's like a golden color.
Dijon.
I didn't know that.
Dijon mustard.
Ray doesn't like mustard.
Okay, well, it's called...
You don't like Kendrick Lamar?
Mustard! Well...
I don't know. Is that a thing?
No, don't we start with Kendrick Lamar. It's fine. We're all good.
No, he's gonna smile at me. He's a hey Drake. But no, okay, we'll call it the mustard suit because I think diarrhea is more gross.
You know what? The mustard suit is more family friendly, and it's easier to say than the whole diarrhea thing. So
yeah, all right.
Yeah, good point.
Well, the saboteur Lucas returns to Nostromos and tries to excuse his failure to kill Bruce Wayne. And of course, Nostromos is unhappy as he planned Bruce's death to cement his followers' faith in him. However, he receives a call from Ethan and learns that Bruce has seen the light. Oh, he is a believer now. I want to point out here, Ethan, Bruce's friend here, he kind of looks like...
what on earth are you about to say?
He kind of looks like Colonel Sanders and John Goodman from the Big Lebowski. That character. It's like a combine of mix of them, and you get Ethan, whatever his name is.
Not Mr. Feeney?
Oh. Like a strong Mr. Feeney. I can see that.
A more square head Mr. Feeney.
Yeah. All right. Well, in person, a shaken Bruce tells Nostromos that his brush with death has convinced him that Nostromos really does have a defining power. And Ethan nominates him for a membership into the Brotherhood. Yeah, big cold here. We see Bruce secretly smiling and going hee hee hee. Overhearing, Lisa is appalled, thinking that both Bruce and her father, Faja, I got you, Skyler, are scrambling into greed. She swears that Bruce will be the last person Nostromo swindles, but Nostromo is confident that she'll become a believer after the Great Fall. Scary times here. Ethan takes Bruce home and explains that Nostromo has predicted a massive economic collapse, and every member of the Brotherhood has contributed to a trust fund to a guard against the disaster. Bruce assumes that Nostromo controls the fund, to which Ethan assures Bruce that is on the level since Nostromo can't touch the funds without Ethan's signature, and that Nostromo insisted that on his condition. Bruce now understands what's really going on, but he still plays along. I would say Ethan is stupid.
Well, all these rich people are stupid.
If you gotta look, I guess they're just blind of his mysterious powers, I guess.
Well, I mean, there's definitely something here with, like, yeah, he's targeting rich people because they're rich, but they're all dumb, and he's like, the civilization's going to collapse, and all the poor people are going to come get you. They're going to attack you and take your money. And they're all like, oh, take the money, save it, save us. Just like real life.
Yeah.
A little bit real life here. At a meeting of the Brotherhood, Nostromo announces that the Great Fall will happen soon and the society will fall into chaos. As he tells the story, he levitates, actually being lifted by a wire, into the air, further astonishing his followers. I'm sure Chris Angel saw this episode and did himself with this show.
No, Chris Angel doesn't use a wire.
Oh, how does he?
Mind freak.
Mind freak.
That's a good point.
Well, Lisa sneaks in and witnesses Lucas working with the special effects for Nostromo's performance. But before she can warn her Faja, Lucas catches her and takes her away. Later, Alfred is shocked to hear that Bruce has given the Brotherhood $10 million. Batman says that it's just for the appearances, and Alfred is even more shocked to hear that the fund now totals to $300 million. Alfred is relieved that Nostromo can't touch that money. Batman notes that that's only for the moment that he knows that Nostromo intended to blackmail Ethan to giving him control of the fund. How you guys are feeling about this episode here? I feel like it's not really a Batman episode, as in like detective work. It's just like going with the flow here.
We're so close to the end, you don't want us just to save our comments till the end.
That's true. That is true. You're right. Well, alone with Lucas, Nostromos predicts that he and Lucas are about to become very rich men. Ethan arrives in response to Nostromo's summons and is told that the fund is in danger and must be converted to gold billions. Bullions, excuse me. What is that? Is that another currency?
Bouillon is like a soup.
Excuse me.
Does he make soup?
I guess he makes soup.
He wants a bunch of soup. He's hungry.
Okay.
I wish you should have be a sponsor for Bouillon, I guess. Ethan hesitates, deciding that he needs to consult the other members first. Nostromo warns him to sign because he sees a bad moon rising, and points to the miniature solar system hung above the ceiling here. Lisa is tied to Mars. Ethan, of course, is shocked that he has been betrayed, but he still signs the paper.
He gets this up so quick. Like, he hesitated just for a moment. He's like, sign this paper. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like we need to ask some people. And said, fine, guess what? I'm evil. Here's your daughter. Like, he turns so quickly. He gives it up.
That's it.
And after the heel turn, the stupid rich guy is like, Strobos, what's going on? I don't understand.
He can't figure it out.
Come on, Ethan. He is then tied up and gagged as well, and told that the place is set up to explode. However, Nostromo suddenly starts flying around erratically and realizes that someone is tampering with the controls. He and Lucas track the mysterious saboteur to the upper catwalks and discover the icon, Batman. Batman and Lucas fights under the spotlight for a while, and Nostromo decides to flee, but I want to say the shot of them fighting, I feel like the visuals was really great. The shadows and with the spotlight on, I thought it was great.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff here. Nostromos accelerates the model planets, causing them to swing off course and crash into another. Lisa is in grave danger, of course, and while Batman is busy with Lucas, there's no one to help her. But Batman finally manages to beat Lucas and saves and leaps over to save over Lisa. Taking advantage of the situation, Nostromos tries to take the signed paper, giving the controls of the fund, but Batman unhooks him. Unhooks the model Earth from his cable, and the giant globe runs him over. He's squished. Batman then saves Lisa just before she is crushed by Saturn, the gaseous planet of them all. Lucas
It doesn't say that. You added that.
No, I said that. I think it's is Saturn the gaseous or is it Neptune? No, Neptune's not gas.
Jupiter's the gas giant.
Yeah.
Saturn
What's
has wings.
Oh, that's boring.
Okay.
The rings that almost like sliced her in half. Yeah, it's boring.
So did they just do this whole bit because they wanted to draw like planets smashing into each
Yeah, that's
other?
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I guess.
you're right.
Oh, because he's a horoscope guy, right? And there's planets, and I got it.
Oh, it's thematic.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, Lucas and Nostromos are taken to jail, and Ethan is rueful at having been so gullible. Yeah, dumbass. Bruce admits. Yeah.
That can't be the word. Go ahead,
No.
though.
Bruce admits he was just as foolish and quotes Shakespeare: "The fault lies not in the stars, but in ourselves." Because
like the most uncomfortable close up of his face as we could have gotten.
yes.
Also, if I remember correctly, there's just like no music in this part.
Yeah, it just cuts and it's over. The end.
There's no music.
There's no Nostromos music.
I feel like there's another episode that we'll talk to. There's also no music. It just cuts to a character like smiling, and then that's the end of the episode. So yeah, it happens every now and then. I guess they just go, it's over at the end. Cool.
Yes. But yes, so that was episode 21.
Prophecy of Doom.
Prophecy of Doom. Do we give it a thumbs up or thumbs down or 2 thumbs up?
When did we add the 2 thumbs up part? That's
I think it was like 2
things.
I think that was 2 episodes ago.
No,
Pretty sure I was against it.
No way.
I'm going to be giving this one a thumbs down.
Oh, interesting.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a thumbs down. This episode is it's goofy and silly, and I just didn't think it was that funny. Like, it feels pretty low stakes, uninteresting, and there's a couple of jokes here and there, like, obviously the guy, his hair piece and stuff like that, and I just didn't think it was that funny, honestly. And so if you're going for comedy and it's not funny, then I don't really think it's worth giving a thumbs up, so I'm gonna give it a thumbs. It's not like a strong I hated it, just didn't care for it.
Okay, what about you, Ray?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing this episode really does well is demonstrate how inventive the show is by drawing on black paper.
Yeah.
That's how you get the cool, like, shadowy fight and everything. But that's it. It's definitely a thumbs down.
Oh, man.
See, it's good we got an actual artist in on the show now.
That is true.
Yeah, there's a handful of really cool Batman shots just kind of sprinkled throughout this one for some reason.
Yeah.
But the narrative of the episode itself is just such a flat line. I didn't care.
Okay. Well, you guys are giving it thumbs down. I'm giving it like a slight, like a Orange Cassidy thumbs up.
You can't do that. You can't. You're adding layers to the thumbs. It's thumbs up or thumbs down.
All right, it's okay. I'll just give it a thumbs up because I thought I guess I like the character of Nostromos. Because he's like a weird character. He's like, usually Batman fights these guys, so I like that.
It's just
Okay.
out of all of the episodes of this show that they decided to have Heather Locklear as a guest star, it was this one.
Mm-hmm.
As Nostromos.
Ooh, what a talent!
The last time, the first time we had an all collective thumbs down was for the Batman in My Basement episode. So we might have another one soon.
Should have had it here.
We should have had it here.
Yeah, we should have. We still could. Say
It's
thumbs
too
down.
late. No, it's too late. He gave it a thumbs up. He likes Nostromos too much.
I like the
He likes
guy. He looks
shadow
funny.
fight.
Yeah, that part. I like it's okay episode to me.
Abrar
all right.
likes the eyebrows. Can't
Yeah,
say
it's-
no
Oh
to them.
yes.
It was wiggling. I was like, thumbs up for me.
All right, calm down.
Excuse me. I do have an interesting fact for this episode. In one scene, Batman throws a batarang that lodges itself into the criminal's leg. However, due to censorship, no blood was shown.
Well,
All right.
he still stabbed him, man.
He did.
It's true.
I mean, that's fine. It just got the muscle, not like any arteries or, veins.
He's just that good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Is there something to be said about that type of censorship? Like, it does the opposite effect because now kids are like, "Oh, I could throw a batarang into my dad and it won't kill him."
Ooh,
Like the blood should scare kids a little bit, right?
I agree.
Right. Yeah. Make it look too safe and easy. You're right. It could maybe influence kids to do the wrong thing.
Like violence has consequences.
Well, not for Batman. But let's get into our episode 22, Joker's Favor. A lot of people's favorites, I believe. We'll see. Charlie Collins, and a remarkable Gotham citizen, curses out the Joker when his getaway car cuts him off on the highway after a particularly bad day. The Joker runs him off the road and corners him. Desperate to save his life, Charlie mentions that he has a wife and a son and promises to do anything for the Joker. The Joker accepts and takes Charlie's license. To Charlie's surprise, Joker says he has no idea what the favor will be and leaves him in a promise to keep in touch. Road rage has been very common in our world here. Have you guys had road rage?
If I ever had road rage,
Yeah, it was like one incident that you're like, oh, I got so angry because some
not
guy cut
not
me
to the
off.
point where I'm like getting out and fighting other drivers or chasing people off the road, but
True.
I get mad behind the wheel, sure.
I
Yeah,
get
what-
mad
yeah.
when I'm not even driving.
Mm.
When
Do
you're
you
in
like-
the passenger seat, Ray, do you lean over and honk the horn?
No, I don't go that far.
Have you like
Yeah.
flipped someone off, like rolled down the window and just flip that guy off?
No, because I'm not dumb about it. I'm not gonna have the Joker come after me. I just yell, and then Anthony gets annoyed that I'm yelling, and then that's it.
It's loud. I don't want to hear it. Yeah. I mean, this is proof. This is a little. I thought for a moment this is a little bit of like a Darman type scenario where I don't know if you guys ever seen a Darman video where it's like, don't be mean to people because they might become rich someday and you might need their help because you're poor. This felt like that where it's like, don't get road rage, otherwise you might piss off the Joker. That's
Yeah.
a bit of a dangerous scenario. But before we move on, I will ask because Skyler. Last time we talked about a Joker episode together was well, not the last time we talked about that one with Mayor Hill, but the last laugh, the first episode we watched with the barge of laughing gas and Captain Clown and things, and we had commented about the music in that episode and how amusing it was. This episode also has amusing music. Charlie
Absolutely.
here has a bit of a theme, bit of a fat guy theme, and I liked it.
Yeah, the Joker theme is obviously great, and then Charlie has just a sad fat dad theme song.
which is suitable. This guy. I like this guy. I thought this guy was a funny guy. I liked him a lot.
Yeah, just this traffic scene of this guy down. He's obviously like, he's a touch pathetic.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I didn't get the raise, and my wife's making meatloaf. He's got the worst hair of any character ever drawn on paper.
Worst come over.
That little strand. Yeah.
It's like most comb overs are failing in what they're trying to do. This fails to even be a comb over.
Yeah.
It's like right in the middle.
Like a
and
tail.
then he's just sad, pathetic, and he's mad because the cops are like driving real fast, and Batman cuts him off, and then he's had enough. He's had his breaking point, and boy, does he, because he like slams his car into another car.
Yes.
He's like, hey, buddy, what do you think you're doing, you big idiot? And it's the Joker. And just that as a concept is so genius. It's one of my favorite things of this entire show. This scene, to be honest, is just the idea of like, you have one bad day, you cuss out the wrong person. It is the most notorious like killer in the country. And then he's just starts following you, and you can't lose him. It's terrifying.
Oh man.
I mean, it's also a good tie-in because, as you said, it's one bad day, which is Joker's thing, is having one bad day. Don't have bad days.
And Joker's wearing that hat trench coat combo in the car. It's looking real slick.
We're like wearing Killing Joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's that shot of where Joker's looking at Charlie, and you just see his face structure. He's just like so pointy towards his chin.
Yeah,
that was pretty good. It also reminds me of the movie of Unhinged with Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe,
my hero.
Yeah.
So you know what's?
Before we move on,
Oh yeah,
I gotta say to point out an animation thing.
Yes.
The opening of this, you can see the layer of the cells just being like moved across because they weren't super clean. So that's why there's like little speckles.
Yeah, the cars going by, like the police cars. If you look at the cars, there's like material around it that's clearly like the plastic cell that they're on has like little scuffs and like gunk on it. So it looks like there's a little flecks following them. It's weird.
Ooh,
funny.
That's good. It's good to know.
I wanted to talk about how the Joker is driving in this car with all this luggage on top. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff on the luggage rack, implying that either he's going somewhere on a big vacation, or he killed a family and took their car. One of the two,
or both.
Both. He could be going on vacation in a killed family's car.
Yeah. He wanted to see what they were up to, and was like, "I'm going to Jamaica." And he's driving. He's going to drive to Jamaica. He can't make it there.
No.
I just cussed out the Joker.
Oh man. Well, a lot of years has passed. 2 years later, the Joker learns that Commissioner Gordon is to be given an award, and decides to call in the favor. We also see Detective Bullock, I want to point out, eating a donut, of course. We would have to point out what he's
he
eating.
eats a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. There's a big moment where he should be doing something else, and he's in fact eating. So we love it.
Oh yes. To Charlie's horror, the Joker has effortlessly kept tabs on him, even though Charlie has changed his name to Don Wallace and moved to a different city of Ohio. When the Maniac Clown calls him and drops a thinly veiled threat on his family, Charlie finds that he has no choice but to travel back to Gotham. Yes.
Don't forget the debut of Harley Quinn here.
Yes. We get a debut of Harley Quinn. She is the right hand of Joker while she was wheeling a cake into Gordon's testimony dinner at the Elite Club. Regardless, the Joker promised to send Charlie home immediately after. Yeah, so we get Harley Quinn here. What do you guys think about this version of? I think the first version of Harley Quinn.
It's
The
there's
very
a funny
first.
there's a funny thing about every time we get to a big important Batman villain in this show, and
Yeah.
you're like, what do you think of this interpretation? And like almost every single time, we're like, iconic. Joker, iconic. Mr. Freeze,
Yes.
iconic. Two-Face, fairly iconic. I mean, we're gonna say the same thing about Harley Quinn here because this is her first appearance, and
Ever.
you know what I will say? She's so funny in this episode.
Yeah.
She's got lots
Yeah.
of little clips that like had me chuckling the whole time.
It's the whole gimmick, right? Was like Paul Dini was like, hey, how about a female henchman for the Joker? Why not?
Hmm.
And then he kept playing around with the idea, and he's like, oh, what if she gets a couple of jokes in? You know, that kind of pisses the Joker off. Like, what if she's kind of funnier than the Joker? It's like, oh, that's kind of fun. You can tell, especially with stuff later, they hadn't fully like realized her yet. Like
Yeah,
she's
sure.
got some comment about going to beauty school or law
Yeah.
school or something like that. It's like, well, Harley did go to school, so that's not really, that doesn't line up perfectly. But yeah, you can tell just right off this first episode, there's a lot to really like, and I'm sure fans felt the same way.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, this is why I'm here. Good old Harleen Quinzel, love her. I feel like it's not talked about enough just how much Arlene Sorkin, her original voice actress, is owed for the creation of this character, because
Right.
it just like ripped from what was that
Days of Our
soap
Lives.
opera? Yeah, just ripped from that, and like that's the inspiration was her in a little jester outfit, just goofing around, being silly, and
Like
they're
a
like, yeah,
daydream sequence or something where, because Paul Dini was friends with Arlene, and I brought her in like, hey, can you do this? Like, I want to write this character based on what you did. Can you voice her?
I mean, so much so that, like, I mean, it's not a coincidence between Arlene, Harleen, and
Right.
Francis, which is Harley's middle name. I'll go, like, super deep into it, is also Arlene Sorkin's middle name. So it's like, so much is the original interpretation. It's just that woman who is unfortunately no longer with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, she's great. She's perfect.
I'm just surprised that this character is now like he made her debut in the '90s show. I feel like this character should have been like in the '60s of Batman and Robin.
She feels like she's been around the whole time. Yeah.
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 Whatever your opinions are of her now, but like the fact that she's got movies, cartoons, she's on lunch boxes and Funko Pops and T-shirts, and like little girls and grandmas and everyone in between, they all know the name Harley Quinn. Like as long as we've been around, practically, she has, and she's one of the most popular DC characters of all time.
Yeah, she joins Batman's rogues gallery so effortlessly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're glad that Harley Quinn exists, but not for Charlie. Not knowing the Joker's aim here, but desperate to avoid it, Charlie fashions a crude bat signal in which is seen by dinner attendant, early attender Bruce Wayne. Just then, Charlie is called to perform his favor. Charlie opens the door for Harley, and only to find his hand glued to the handle.
So you know what's
real
so
quick.
funny?
Oh, go ahead.
All right, I'll just maybe we're gonna say the same thing. I don't even know. The idea that he's looking around like, how can I call the Batman? How can I let the cops know what's going on? And they're in this museum, I guess, right? And there's a just a big bat hanging on a crane that he can move. And he's like, no, this could never work. And literally the only way it would work is if Batman happens to be there already, which he was.
That's why he says it won't work. He's like, unless he took that into account.
Well, I just want to point out, of course, Bullock is eating everything at this dinner table here.
Oh man, you gonna finish that Montoya?
Great. It's great. Well, one thing I wanted to mention, because we get this wonderful scene, and I love Charlie. He's fun. you had mentioned earlier of him explaining the plan. And he's like, you brought me down here to open a door? That's it?
Yes.
And Joker's response is, well, look at the size of the cake, man. She can't open the door and wheel it in at the same time.
Joker says "man" a lot in this episode. It's so funny.
He does. He's very chill. He's a very like cool modern man, and maybe that's what the Joker needs to be. But obviously, he sets up the bad signal. But it's not so easy for Charlie, is it? Things are not going well for him.
No, because Harley slips Charlie a gas mask and dons one herself before gimmicked everyone in the room, spraying a gas that paralyzed everybody else. As the guests watch, immobile and helpless, the Joker enters grandly and congratulates Gordon by pinning a bomb to his to his chair or on his lap?
It's on his lapel. His shirt. Yeah.
The Joker and Harley Quinn then leave, explaining to a horrified Charlie that they had never promised to send him home alive. That's messed up. Joker.
It's so funny that, like, once you see the plan unfold, because even Charlie, like we said, he's like, you just need me to open a door. This was never about Joker needed help doing something, and he just happened to have the perfect unsuspecting guy to do it. He was just doing a different plan and thought, like, now would be a good time to pay off and murder that guy that cut me off in traffic 2 years ago.
Oh, man. He holds grudges.
He's a normal guy.
They went out of their way to give him the gas mask so he didn't get paralyzed. They could have just paralyzed him. And then it'd been like, Charlie, we're leaving, see ya. But no, he wanted to have that conversation with him. Like, no, we are leaving you to die, just so you know.
Right. You had pointed out that, like, he doesn't just say, like, I never said I would send you back in one piece. Like, that's kind of a typical thing. But no, he just said alive.
Yeah, to, like, bring back, like, the brutality of this. It's like, yeah, normally, because it is a bomb, it's a very feasible you would be in several pieces. It's like, no, I'm making sure you're dead. Like,
it's happening. Get ready.
Well, seconds before the bomb goes off, Batman arrives to the scene. Acting on Charlie's warning, Batman grabs the bomb and launches it outside with his grapple gun. Hearing an explosion from the outside rather than inside, the Joker realizes something is amiss. A moment later, he sees the bomb has blown up in their getaway van. Inside
you gotta get to the van. It's all blown up. He's like, okay, never mind.
Inside the club, Batman frees Charlie from the glue while Charlie explains that the Joker called Charlie his hobby, keeping watch on him for years and threatening his family. I laughed at the part where Bullock unfroze while eating the chicken leg. There's just that one shot of him.
Yeah.
That was funny.
So yeah, that means that, like, while everyone was freaking out, because, like, everyone was in, like, shock, right? He was like, hold on, let me finish this real quick.
You gotta eat it.
He was eating.
He'll die for the thing he'll love, eating food.
Big roast turkey leg.
Big one. Well, then Batman pursues the Joker through the club, dealing with Harley and the two thugs. The Joker himself manages to escape the club, only to find Charlie waiting for him in the alley. The Joker laughs this off, but is surprised when Charlie punches him into some garbage. In a rage, the Joker repeats his threat to Charlie's family, but driven to mad desperation, Charlie holds up another one of the Joker's bombs, vowing to protect his family with a murder-suicide that will rob Joker the only dream he has, defeating Batman, in the huge spectacle or dying in the effort, and ensures he'll only be remembered as the victim of a miserable little nobody. Charlie is he has some balls, I'll say. He has some cojones.
You talk about unhinged.
Oh,
yeah, this is him.
Call him Russell Crowe.
Let's get Russell Crowe to play Charlie in the Batman too.
Oh, is he old? Is he that old? How
Just
old is
shave
Charlie?
his head, give him the bad little twirl of hair. It'll be fine.
Russell Crowe is versatile. He could do it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He was in Craven. He could do anything.
Okay. Yeah. We talked about how funny Harley Quinn was throughout this episode. Joker was also making me laugh, especially when he's like calling for Batman.
Yeah. He's great. There's a lot of funny stuff. I mean, as we see, Batman laughs, but not at the Joker, not at something the Joker says, and he rubs it
Yeah.
in Joker's face too. He looks at him like, I don't laugh at your stuff.
The Batman laugh is scary.
It's intimidating.
Well, panic, of course, the Joker tries to talk Charlie down while at the same time screaming for Batman's help. Batman arrives. Batman arrives and tries to reason with Charlie, but Charlie insists only his way to keep his family safe. Finally breaking, the Joker surrenders all the information he had gathered on Charlie's family, only for Charlie to toss the bomb at him anyway. The Joker screams and hides behind Batman, but the bomb is revealed to be a harmless firework prank.
Christmas package.
Yes.
It's funny that Charlie kind of scratches the surface on the "you lock him up, he breaks out and kills more people" thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one to kind of say that to Batman. Batman's like, yeah, I know, but
he's doing the Jason Todd speech from Under the Red Hood, and Batman's just like, oh, whatever.
I can't take you seriously with that hair.
Well, as Skyler mentions, as an amused, Batman laughs and takes a disgruntled Joker into custody. Charlie heads for home, free at last and looking forward to his normal life more than ever. That's the end of the episode. Are we giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Thumbs up.
Up.
Yeah.
Here's thumbs up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do have a interesting fact for this one. During the camera pan of Springdale, Ohio, background characters include Sherman Grant and Roberta from our most disliked episode, I've Got Batman in My Basement. It was those two kids there.
Great.
Why are they in Ohio?
I don't know.
I mean, not to ruin the magic, they're just reusing the models. It's not the same people.
She gave me a real answer.
Well, it's like how I'll point out an animation error that happened earlier when we first see Harley in her getup. She's like filing her nails, but when she puts her hands back down on the desk, you can see that they painted it like she's wearing the gloves, but the outline for the actual nail is still there.
Oh,
yeah. Which is another sort of maybe glimpse that maybe they didn't know what she was yet, because her hands are like stark white, like her face, sort of like the Joker just being like bleached white. But obviously, we know that that's not the case with Harley. She wears makeup. She doesn't have bleached skin at this point. So yeah, she goes from bleach white hands to glove-covered hands to gloved hands with nails drawn on there because she was filing her nails with gloves on, I guess.
He's still early in the Harley career. She was putting makeup on the hands. And then Joker gave her gloves with nails on them, like Catwoman. So you could explain it all away.
It was not a mistake. It was clearly intentional.
We do things on purpose here.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, that's a great episode for Joker's favor. Let's get into the next episode. Oh, what's going on? Oh, hold on. This is not part of the show. Give me one moment.
Oh no.
1 second. Actually, hold on.
It is part of the show. Next episode is
Vendetta, right?
V for Vendetta.
Whoa. Before we get into that.
Oh, shit. I see what's happening now.
No.
There's a reason why my computer was freezing up here. It says I got a message from... Hold on. Let me put my glasses on.
From hell?
Oh, like he's a doctor.
Oh, it says... the email says here, it says from Harley Quinn for Ray.
Oh. Wow.
What is... I don't know what that is, but let me download this video here and we'll get into it.
How do people find your email?
Hey, again, I have no idea.
LinkedIn.
Oh, and you know what? I need to delete my LinkedIn account. All right. Well, this is just for Ray, so I guess all of us here should not watch this video.
In fact, I'll go get a glass of water while Ray watches this.
Okay.
Go ahead. Here is the video. I guess we'll Well, while Skyler does that, we'll press play on a count of 3 here. If you guys are ready.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, Ray. A little bird told me that you wanted to be my new bestie, and I absolutely love that because I could always use some more friends. But let me tell you, the easiest way to become my bestie is go to Sal on 7th and get me the best bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich you've ever had. Or we could go get burritos and margaritas. Hey, Cosmos. Holly, focus. Yes. And the other thing you wanted to know was how to be just like yours truly, Harley Quinn. Well, here's the deal. I'll tell you what I told my friend Cassandra Kane. No one is like me, and that's okay. If you wanted to be like me, you would have to go to medical school, become a psychiatrist, fall in love with your patient, yada, 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 get arrested by the Batman, go to Arkham, escape with a bomb in your neck, etc. I don't actually recommend it. The absolute best way to be like me is to be yourself. Because there's only one Harley Quinn, okay? Alright, bye, see you in Gotham.
Wow. That was Harley Quinn from not Gotham, from Arkham Asylum, it looks like. Well, that's pretty cool.
Wow.
You're an icon, Ray. What do you think?
That was the Harley Quinn from Birds of Prey. Your
Yes.
favorite movie, I think.
From a movie that Ray has never seen before.
Oh, no. Oh.
I mean, at least she said that she's a psychiatrist.
That was
That's
a good detail. I was very happy to hear that. That is a big pet peeve of Ray's, is the psychiatrist versus psychologist thing. She is a psychiatrist, so, you know.
Which means she has an MD, not a PhD.
There you go.
There you go.
So Ray knows her stuff.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Harley
that was
Quinn.
very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, Harley Quinn.
What do you mean, kind of him? He didn't do anything.
Yeah,
I mean, it was kind of him to pass it along to me.
Oh, that's true.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
true.
I was
He kept it in his email.
Harley Quinn couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Right.
But
This Harley Quinn exists in a pre-pandemic world when you think about it. She's permanently not aware of COVID because she's from Birds of Prey, the movie.
She's like
So
stuck
we can
in that
warn her.
time period.
Probably.
Email her right now.
hold on.
Email her back.
What should I say?
Okay to get vaccinated.
Okay. Get vaccinated.
All right, we did it.
Thank you.
Woohoo!
We may have just saved the Birds of Prey Harley Quinn's life.
Oh wait.
Let's move on.
Well, thank you, Harley Quinn, for showing up here. I appreciate you. And of course, you made our favorite person here very excited. So thank you, Harley Quinn.
Favorite person?
Her favorite person. That's Ray.
Ray's
she
my favorite
was-
person?
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I'm at
You heard
least
it
one
here.
person's favorite person.
You heard it here first, Ray.
There you go.
Yay!
You're the official favorite person of the Brown Boy Wonder podcast.
All right. Now let's get into some Vendetta here. Episode 23, Vendetta. A police boat escorts a very nervous convict, Spider Conway, to Gotham Harbor. Commissioner Gordon is confused as to why Conway is nervous as he's getting early parole in exchange for testifying against Rupert Thorne. We hate that guy. Detective Bullock explains that Conway is nervous because someone's getting to him before he reaches to the hearings. It turns out that Conway's fears are well founded as the strange figures attaches a bomb to the boat and kidnaps him in the ensuing chaos. The officers
Gordon made me laugh. Gordon made
Yeah.
me laugh in this part because he's just like this better work. I don't know why we're out here doing this, and the boat explodes. And he's just like, God damn it!
It is stressful being part of the GCPD. I loved the little police officer raincoats that they had. The little hat that Montoya is wearing. Thought it looked great. Adored it.
great.
Cute as hell.
For real. The officers are rescued by Conway is lost. Upon learning this, Bullock drops a toothpick and orders the bay to be cleaned out Batman goes on his own investigation around the Stone Gate, discovers a toothpick on the docks. And of course, Bullock over here is very shady. Very shady here.
I wouldn't say more shady than usual, but sure.
Yeah. But he looks extra shady, according to me. According to Jim. Back at the police station, Bullock is enraged to learn that he's been taking off the case. Gordon explains that Thorne is a prime suspect, and that because of that, a lot of ugly ancient history is bound to come up. Batman listens in on this convo and decides to investigate Bullock. I do love the visuals, of course, of Batman in rainy Batman. It gives me goosebumps. Batman sneaks it. Yeah, Batman sneaks into the police files and takes one of Bullock to check on Bullock. Just as Batman takes the file, Bullock comes in and discovers a rather dark glee that he does not have the file. After Batman returns home, Alfred discovers the file and reads that Bullock was a suspect of taking graft from Thorne. Conway was working with Thorne at the time and was one who gave the information who got Bullock in trouble. Although the case was dropped for a lack of evidence, Batman suspects Bullock is still to blame for Conway's disappearance. Do you guys like Rupert Thorne back in the show here?
Yeah.
He's a good character, yeah.
I like Rupert Thorne in this show.
But the most important question is, do you guys like Bruce Wayne's sweater? Very blue sweater here.
I love Bruce Wayne's sweater.
It's so comfy.
It's a little different. It's a little different from his mustard, so I appreciate that.
Turtleneck. He's being casual right now.
Oh, very casual.
I like that to get into the Batcave, he sets his clock to 12 o'clock.
Oh, did he do that? I didn't see that.
Yes, he did.
Oh.
No.
There you go. Meanwhile, Conway wakes up in a underwater cave and is confronted by a mysterious individual who frightens him. I wonder who that is.
Ooh.
I wonder. Brownboywonders. We'll get into it later. Batman goes to confront Thorne, who explains that he had nothing to do with the kidnapping, as he had nothing to do with to lose with if Conway talks. Batman decides to believe him and leaves. Bullock now seems to be a prime suspect. He goes to explain his sassiness to Gordon, who insists that Bullock would never go rogue.
I love that Rupert Thorne is a dangerous, ruthless criminal, very scary guy. We've seen him do some messed up things. But Batman decides to confront him now while he's just like pruning some plants.
Yeah.
And he's just in his own personal hobby time. He's got his little apron on, just having a nice relaxing moment, and then Batman throws him out a window.
Yeah, he also picked him up. Isn't he like 400 pounds?
Batman caught 3 adult people falling to their death like 10 episodes ago. He's insanely strong.
That's true. There was that weird line he said by the window. I think he said, I have it here, "It's too hot in here. Let's get some air." I thought that line was weird.
But he threw him out the window.
But he said it so weirdly. Why did he say that?
You thought he was flirting with him?
Yeah, a little bit. He's like, "Oh, it's a little too hot in here. Let's get some air." I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know. I thought that was weird. Well, things get worse for Bullock. However, when he arrives at the police station, dripping wet, and breaks in to kidnap Joey the snail with a witness testimony against him, Bullock is arrested.
He's probably just dripping wet because of the rain, I would imagine. But I don't know why he's got a scary demon face.
I don't know. I'm smelling a little reptilian here.
I'm smelling the sewers.
You're smelling a little reptilian here.
Yeah. Okay, that's a weird line.
Mine worked better, I would say.
Yeah.
I think he's just wet. Bullock's just a wet guy. Those sloppy joes too fast.
Oh,
so
no.
sweaty. Got the meat sweats.
Yeah.
Terrible.
There you go.
Oh.
I think it's
Maybe
funny
drink
that
water.
both of the guys that get kidnapped and taken to a secret underwater cavern have like the most like gigantic or piercing eyes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They
Okay,
look
so
very scary.
I was gonna ask about this. Are they meant to be? That guy looked hilarious. Yeah, that looks like a Muppet or like a Smiling Friends character. Like the first guy, he almost looked like a caricature. Like he was like almost like Peter Lorre mixed with like Steve Buscemi. You know, like he had like big lips and like big eyes. And it's like, is he supposed to be somebody? And then yeah, this guy, I don't know, man. This guy's just something else.
Oh goodness. Well, back in the Batcave, Batman reads the news and decides to focus his attention on a small scale he found on the docks. Alfred comes in with Batman's dinner and is told that the scale, although reptilian in appearance, has a human cellular structure. Alfred is unconcerned and gives Batman his dinner, pointing out it's in a microwavable crock.
Croc.
Crock. Crock.
Very, very important that it's Croc.
Yes. Okay, let me rephrase that. Let me say this again. Alfred is in.
Microwavable croc.
There you go.
I want to say first of all,
Yeah.
he said Bruce's favorite is French onion soup.
Yes.
That's interesting.
You don't think he's a French onion soup guy?
Well, no, apparently he is. Well, I've got no problem with that. I think that's interesting. But I love what happens next. The second he hears the word
Yes.
croc,
Yes.
it's like, my God, Alfred, you're beautiful. That's what he says. And then he runs out of the Batcave and goes to SeaWorld. It's called Ocean World. But he goes to SeaWorld to learn about crocodiles. And then he's like, of course.
This was almost like a Family Guy cutaway gag. Just like Bruce Wayne in a trench coat at SeaWorld, and they tell him a lie. They go, crocodiles live in underwater caves, and he goes, of course. He leaves immediately.
It happens so fast. Like at first, you think like he's gonna find a hideout at this ocean park. But he's just there to learn something about crocodiles, and then he leaves. He's there for half a second.
There's nothing to set up that there's like crocodile lessons at the place today or nothing. He just knew if I get there real quick, they'll talk about a crocodile, so I can leave.
Where can I learn about crocodiles?
The library? No.
The back computer that I'm sitting at?
No.
It was the zoo. Once he discovered that, he now knows the location of Conway and Martin. Returning to Gotham's harbor, Batman goes underwater in the Batboat and finds that there is in fact an underwater cave, and the two kidnapped criminals are there. I think this is the first appearance of the Batboat. What do you guys think?
This isn't a boat. It's a submersible.
Oh, so it's not
that sub.
boat.
It's a submarine.
Oh, I thought that was his boat.
Like a submarine, Mr.
I mean,
Wayne.
maybe the
Submarine.
Batboat can convert into a submarine. I don't know.
It's a watercraft.
I called it a submersible. I think I've got us covered on the terminology.
Well,
I'm just saying boats are also watercrafts.
they are.
But not all boats can go under the water.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but all watercrafts are all watercrafts.
What does that even mean in this
Nothing.
context?
Abrar, continue.
Well, I'll
Continue.
say
We're gonna get to the bottom of this.
I like the
Well,
bottom of the ocean.
All right, Anthony saved it. We can go now.
I'll say that it looks simple to me, whatever it is. Batman starts to free them, but Killer Croc, half man, half crocodile criminal, arrives and attacks. Having enhanced strength, Croc easily gains the upper hand over his enemy. Of course, we always do this. What's your thoughts on this version of Killer Croc?
That's a good question. I mean, I like him.
Yeah.
Happy to see him.
I feel like his face is scary, but below his neck is like, what are we doing here? It's nothing.
I
He's
mean,
a bumpy man.
he's very
Yeah.
clearly more man than Croc. He's just like a half man, half monster.
I mean,
If you-
they'll get into it that he is just a guy with a skin condition.
Yeah.
And I
Hmm.
guess a fucked up face.
Killer Croc does have a very good episode later. Who knows who will be on the podcast to talk about that at the time? I didn't look, but he's kind of simple right now. He's just a big. I love that he's a former pro wrestler.
Yeah.
He's
I like
Wrestling Federation.
I sat up in my seat. He's like, I learned this in the Wrestling Federation. I'm like, you were in the Fed?
Yeah.
Former world champ in the Fed?
Yeah. So this episode came out 92, so he was part of the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels era, the new generation.
No,
so
I think in this world, in the Batman the Animated Series universe, the Montreal Screwjob was Killer Croc eating Bret Hart in the ring.
Oh my god.
God.
Swallowed him whole.
Oh no.
Bret Hart was
RIP.
stuck in the monster's jaws for 17 agonizing minutes.
God
Oh
damn.
my god.
Well, I'm glad he's still alive.
Yeah, they got Bret Hart out. They saved
Killer
Yeah,
Croc.
yeah, okay. No. Bret Hart. Okay,
Oh,
that's good.
okay. I like that.
Well, seizing the opportunity, the criminals make their escape, but Batman manages to tie up Croc and catches the crooks before they could escape. Croc himself escapes, though continues with his plans. Batman returns to the Batcave and search for articles about Killer Croc, learning that he was once a freak show attraction, then a wrestler, and then turned to crime, as they always do. Bullock was the officer who caught him, and he was convicted on a testimony given by Conway and Martin. Now that he's escaped, he's out for revenge against those three enemies. With the two criminals returned, Bullock is released and Croc takes the opportunity to assault him in his car. However, Batman is also in the car waiting for him and manages to save Bullock. How was Batman in the back seat? How was he hiding there without them noticing?
At first, again, this is another animation error. You see Croc get in the back seat, and then suddenly he's just in the front seat. Like they clearly
was there. He said, "Oh, sorry, I gotta get out front."
He takes up a lot of space. Does he get in the back seat?
Yeah. Initially he gets in the back.
Oh, then how is Batman like? Oh, okay, if that's the case, then if that's what happened, is Batman like in the little cupboard or something, or like is he under the seat?
He's just crouched.
He's a blanket on the ground.
I guess.
He's hiding under his cape.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Oh, like Frodo in Lord of the Rings, he became invisible.
Oh, he has an elven cape.
Yeah. Oh, yes, he does. Well, Croc escapes into the sewers, and Batman soon follows him after. A brief fight ensures, and though Croc has the event,
You got to mention that the car gets crashed, and then Croc jumps into the sewers, and Batman is immediately about to chase after him, and then looks back at this unconscious Harvey Bullock, and is like, barely taps him to feel for a pulse, and he's like, yeah, he's fine. And he leaves. Like, no, Batman, he's concussed. Don't let him fall asleep.
well, that's both for you. Croc has the advantage of strength and better lung capacity. Batman managed to get the upper hand by using his arsenal. There's a shot of Batman's eyes here. I thought it looked pretty cool, especially with the artwork here. If you guys look back, I thought it was pretty cool.
When his eyes go red?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's using like the infrared, I guess it's not infrared. It's so he can shield his eyes from the flashbang that he
puts on
uses.
sunglasses.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
They are Batman sunglasses. I think it was cool. It was a cool gadget.
I like it. Was bat glasses? Bat? Let's move on. Croc is soon knocked out cold and given to Bullock, who is taking him to custody. Bullock is confused about why Batman helped him and is told that Batman, though, he was guilty too. The next day, Bullock is formally cleared from all the charges and tells criminals to beware that he's back on the streets and ready to kick butt. Batman is proud of Bullock because he believes in the law just like him, but in a different way. That was it for this episode. Are we giving a thumbs up or thumbs down?
I give it a thumbs up. I like this sort of character stuff between Batman and Bullock. You know, I like him talking about how he legitimately thought that he was guilty, like he was ready to believe it, and he realized he was wrong, and Batman changed. I like Killer Croc enough. He's not like my favorite, and you know, I feel like they do more funny stuff with him in the future, considering how dumb he is. But I didn't find anything in this episode that was like too horrible or bad or uninteresting. Like overall, I thought it was fairly enjoyable. So I like it for that. That's why I gave it a thumbs up.
I will also give it a thumbs up. I definitely don't think it's thumbs down worthy. It's interesting that most times that a character is introduced, a Batman villain is introduced, we get the whole episode kind of dedicated to them. So we fully get the grasp of what they're about.
Yeah.
Killer Croc doesn't really have that here. This is mostly a Bullock-centric episode. It's kind of 50-50, I guess, actually. But I don't think we really have enough on what Killer Croc actually is yet.
Yeah.
We get some really good stuff later, like I said. And I think the stuff that we do get with Bullock and especially Batman's conversation with him at the end is really good here. Get some really good shots, like you said, Batman in the rain.
Love it.
So all in all, I like it. It's just a little bit clunky in spots, like Batman going to SeaWorld and
I gives it the thumbs up.
yeah.
Of course. Well, what about you, Ray?
Well, first, I need to know, because you said I'm here with a vendetta. This is the episode.
Yes.
Who do you mean I am?
I just...
Killer Croc.
I'm Killer Croc?
No.
That's so mean.
No.
I would say you're either Montoya with the little raincoat hat on, or you're Bruce Wayne at SeaWorld.
You're Bruce Wayne.
I like that one. I like that one. You're Bruce Wayne at SeaWorld.
Okay, that works. So yeah, thumbs up.
Okay. I'm also giving it thumbs up as well. And I think, Anthony, you said thumbs up too, right? I believe you said that.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a great episode there. Interesting fact for this episode: when Batman is going through the files looking for Bullock, one of the files he passes is labeled Bates N, a reference to Norman Bates of the 1960s film Psycho and its sequels.
I know that movie.
Oh my god, I'd love to see that Batman versus Norman Bates.
Oh,
just punching a man over and over again. It's not a fight.
Take out Nostromos, put Bates.
Take out Nosferatu.
Take him out too.
Put in Norman Bates.
Oh. All right, next episode here. It is my favorite episode out of these 5 episodes here. It is episode 24, Fear of Victory.
Oh my god. Wow, okay.
Yes. In a dormitory at Gotham University, Dick Grayson and his roommate, Brian Rogers, watch a sports newscast on a university football game from the day before. The report ends by praising Brian's performance and his high likelihood of being drafted by a professional team. Brian is too nervous about the upcoming game, in which he will be monitored carefully, but Dick is sure he will be fine. This makes me miss college, although I never had it like a dorm, but I do miss like being on campus. What about you guys?
I don't know.
That's a no for me, dog.
I wasn't into college football. I'm still not really that into college football, so probably wouldn't have gone.
I didn't go to college in a physical sense.
Oh, that makes sense.
I guess we could talk about this. Obviously, you guys talked about Dick Grayson last week, and
Yes.
Chris is with the Joker, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is Ray and I's first time talking about Dick Grayson, one of our favorite comic book characters. And I really like Dick Grayson in this show. I like the Lauren Lester voice for him. You know, that DG voice. I love it. And here he's like a cool, young, hip guy. He's got friends. He's in college. I like him quite a bit. It's a funny episode for us to talk about, Ray and I, for the first time, because in this episode he's like a little scaredy boy, but you know, I guess I'll take what I can get.
He overcomes it.
I would say Robin in this university, I'm sure he's popular, right? With other guys too and other people. I'm sure he's popular.
Oh,
Wait,
popular all over the place.
What are you saying? What are you popular?
Oh, like
with
he's
guys.
No, not like that. Not like that. Well, like, you know, he's popular in this. He can, but in a popular sense.
Why are
of,
we
like...
talking about it? You can get popular.
I mean,
smooching.
it's Richard John Grayson. You know, what's there not to like?
There's that's true. Well, returning their attention to the TV, they're both taken aback by a report on a series of bizarre sports bloopers. Several athletes, many of them odd-on favorites, suddenly had panic attacks in the middle of their games, causing them to lose. Just then, there is a knock on the door, and Brian answers it to a I guess like a telegram type of guy. He gives him the telegram. Brian is confused by the message, and Dick has a look at it and says it wishes Brian luck, but reminds him that only a fool knows no fear. And they both agree this telegram is, well, they both said at the same time, weird. I think I sent a picture of this guy, of the telegram guy. He looks like Dexter from Dexter Laboratory when he had the mustache.
Right. Well, you know, we know who that is, and he also wears a lab coat sometimes. So maybe Dexter grows up to be a certain, you know, doctor of medicine.
You're right. And they both have like orange hair ish, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, they're all in the same universe. So I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Are they?
Yes.
Warner Brothers, yeah. On the day of the match, the situation is shockingly unexpected. Gotham University is down 24-3, with Brian looking sloppy and unconfused.
Shocking.
Unfocused, yeah.
Here's what's shocking. These college players, and even the pro players, still using leather helmets.
Yeah.
Man,
it's true.
Now I know why there's so many like costume supervillains. CTE is rampant in this city.
Yes.
This is the downfall of our weird sort of hodgepodge 1930s/1990s world, where characters can have like pretty low-tech laptops that we'll see in the next episode. But as you said, yeah, we're also using leather caps for our football games. So maybe it's just like, you know, priorities. We want these automated trains and the magical technology and the back computer, but our football players, they can make do with what we give them.
We have to make that sacrifice for the aesthetics.
Yeah. And in the last episode, Charlie's driver license expires 1992. So we don't know where the hell we are.
Licenses used to just last longer back then.
Oh, it
It's
lasts
still the 30s.
70 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And for all those football fans out there, the Super Bowl just ended, and we can say that Brian is acting like Patrick Mahomes at the Super Bowl.
It didn't just end.
Got him.
It kind of, what was it, a week ago? It's a little relevant. When the ball is snapped and Brian is charged by the opposing players, he sees them as horrifying monsters and drops the ball, curling up in terror. The game is stopped, so a medical team can see him. Dick jumps down from the stands and runs to his friend, hearing him mumbling incoherently. The doctors take Brian into the infirmary and leaving behind a confused and concerned Dick. I hope he's okay. Brian, what's going on with him? He's like in Space Jam when That's not Space Jam.
It's like it's
No.
yeah.
You were
Is
getting
the
onto
Monstars?
something there. You were getting something there. Go on, keep going.
No, it's like Space
They
Jam
take-
where
They take their talent from
they
the
take
ball.
talent. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It works.
There we go.
Monstars.
Later that day on night patrol, Robin asked Batman his take on the classmate's strange behavior. Batman believes it's just stress, but then they notice two robbers on top of a building, attempting to get away with a smuggled jewelry. Batman and Robin point their grapples and begin to reel up, but halfway up, Robin is overcome by fear and cannot move forward. Terrified, he begins sweating and shaking, losing his grip on the grapple. Desperately, he clings to the wall of the building, barely holding himself in place. Batman stops to see him, and the robbers take advantage to hurl bricks at him, like in Home Alone.
These
Batman,
robbers, man, they're
yeah,
they're so dumb. If they had, they're like, oh, they're stuck. They're doing a thing. We can get out of here now.
exactly.
They're like, oh, this is our chance. We can get the bet. And they start throwing and breaking like gargoyles and hucking stuff at them.
Suck brick, kid. Yeah, they're pretty strong. You have to admit, they're like pushing off giant blocks, once with like statues on them. Like I know he had a crowbar, but like they seem pretty strong to be doing that. Jeepers, mister.
Well, while they're doing that, Batman asks for Robin's help, but Robin is still trembling, frozen in place. Meanwhile, the two robbers manage to knock off, of course, as we said, the big gargoyle, forcing Batman to let go rather than get hit. While falling, Batman managed to save himself with a spare grapple and then
My favorite part of
reascend.
the episode.
Yes, but in the building before the two robbers can drop another statue on Robin. After subduing them, he takes Robin under his arm and lowers him slowly to the ground. Batman entered that woman's apartment, and he left smiling.
There's a lady, her hair's up. She's like fresh out of the shower. Her hair's up, and she's in like a bathrobe. Nothing too revealing.
No.
But she's at first shocked that Batman just flew into her house. And then she gives him a cheeky little, oh my. And then Batman is on his way out, and he turns and he's like, all right.
Yeah,
She's
right.
reading the famous She magazine.
She magazine.
That definitely has your horoscope in it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She was
that's
probably
true.
doing like a love quiz.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Right. It's like you like your men tall, dark, and brooding, and breaking into your window.
And
Yes.
then there he was.
Show
there
them your
was.
tits when they leave.
Oh,
Yeah,
and she did.
that's Ray had joked of like she's flashing him right now, and then Batman turned around and smiled and said, "Oh, maybe she did."
Makes perfect sense.
I'm sure she did.
And it's Batman. What are you going to do?
I remember Batman Begins. The guy was watching. No, not Batman Begins. The Get Smart movie. When the mom and son, when the mom and
Very
son are
close.
watching.
Very similar films.
Yes. When there's a scene where the great Khali goes through the building behind of apartment of mom and son watching Batman Begins, while the scene of
The joke is that like, oh, the surround sound is so good, it sounds like it's here because they're smashing through their walls.
yes.
Okay, all right. I don't know how this is connected to a woman flashing her tits at Batman.
It's not. Well, considering it too coincidental for both Robin and his classmate and roommate to have both panic attacks on the same day, Batman goes with them to the university and investigates their dorm room. Batman then finds a mysterious telegram and notices is staining his gloves with a strange powder. I guess this is a perfect moment to say that if you leave a beverage at a party, do not get it back because someone might tamper with it. But you never know. So don't get your drinks.
Whoa. Did that come out of nowhere for you guys too? I wasn't.
We just got a PSA about don't get date raped.
Yeah, don't get roofied.
Yeah, don't. Be careful. It's greasy.
I mean, I agree. I don't know how this was the perfect time to bring that up, but it's good advice.
I mean,
Because, the powder and I don't
Just
know.
college in general. Be careful if you're at college.
Be careful.
Yeah.
At the Batcave. Again, the series is always unhinged, so I'm glad you guys are here.
It's like Russell Crowe.
Perfect. At the Batcave, Batman analyzes the substance on the telegram, the chemical. Oh, don't bring down. Shout out to Demi Moore. She won that award. The
That
chemical. I forgot the award. What was it?
Golden Globe.
Golden Globe. Hopefully she wins the Oscar.
Hopefully she didn't put her drink down and then leave and then come back.
I hope not. You gotta protect her. The chemical induces fear, but is triggered by the secretion of adrenaline.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, when the subject becomes agitated, it transforms excitement into fear. The chemical can have only one possible source. We can all say at the same time, it is
Cocaine.
Cocaine. Cocaine bear. No, it's a scarecrow. That guy.
Oh, right. Scarecrow. Yeah, that makes sense.
Come on now.
Yeah, he figured out a way to change adrenaline into galenate.
I don't know how you do that.
I also just did not say that thing correctly. It's glutamate.
Glutamate.
Sure.
Edit that
Yeah.
part out. Edit that out.
Edit
No,
it.
Or Ray will lose her job tomorrow if you don't edit that out.
Oh my
No,
God.
I'm sure her job doesn't listen to Batman the anime series.
Oh, they're listening.
No.
All those
they go to Arkham Asylum, where a guard is given food to serve to the Scarecrow. However, he throws the food in the trash, and Batman confronts him. Though he
I was
insists,
expecting him to eat it.
Yeah, me too.
Mm.
Me too.
they're always hungry. That's true. Although he insists Scarecrow is inside his cell, Batman takes the keys from him to check it personally while Robin restrains him. Batman passes by the Joker, Poison Ivy, and Two-Face's cell. I just wanted to point out that I like how they're like in Arkham Asylum. The way we're watching this show is because it's in order how they got in jail, right? No, Joker. No, hold on. I think Joker was first. The first episode we saw Joker, he was in jail, and then it was Poison Ivy and then Two-Face. Their episodes.
Like,
So it kind of lines
I guess
up.
Poison Ivy got moved, right? Because she was in the new prison, they built for the thing. So
Yeah,
I guess
her,
she got moved to Arkham at some point.
her mental state deteriorated even further while she was in prison.
I mean, she was hugging that plant. I really liked how they played the Two-Face like theme when they showed Two-Face. I thought that was really cool. Like it was cool to see them all there. I like Arkham Asylum. I like seeing all these villains. So that was a fun little moment.
Collection of all the people we've locked up.
Yeah.
It's just like the game, the Arkham Asylum games.
It's funny how they did the typical thing of like only one of them speaks because Mark Hamill is doing another voice in the scene.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, we're not
Yeah.
gonna get Two-Face and Poison Ivy
No,
back
we
for this one
didn't
moment.
get all the voice actors, so we got this one to talk.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mark Hamill
as
just lives here in the studio, so we'll just have him do whatever.
he lives there. As Batman enters the cell, the terrified guard wrestles free and runs as Batman removes the Scarecrow's hat, revealing to be a decoy. Joker
It's an
laughed.
actual Scarecrow.
Yeah, Joker laughed at the outcome.
See
it's huh?
How did he see it?
No,
Down the hall.
but he laughed. I guess he
felt
knew.
it. He felt the irony of the situation and laughed.
Oh yeah, he feels Batman's feelings for sure. But yeah, a Scarecrow, right? So it kind of reminds me of the Psycho movie. Spoiler alert: it was him the entire time. It was the skeleton of his mom.
Oh, this is a skeleton.
Yeah, kind of much the same thing.
Sure.
At a bookies, Scarecrow in disguise collects his latest winnings, over $28,000. Its owner, Leon the bookie, wonders why the mysterious man has been winning so steadily, and Scarecrow just says he makes his own luck. Leon turns to one of his lackeys and asks him to follow Scarecrow and just to follow him. What do you guys think about his disguise here?
Funny.
Scarecrow, he's in his metamorphosis right now because when we last saw him, we didn't like his outfit. We thought he looked stupid, like a little string bean.
His head, specifically his head.
Specifically his head. And then now his disguise, he looks like if there were 3, maybe even 4 Muppets standing on each other's shoulders in a trench coat. I don't know who's at the top. Sam Eagle. He's got a big schnoz. This guy.
Maybe.
We're finally gonna get to the reveal of his new mask.
I just want to say his disguise, his mask. It kind of reminds me of those like real life silicone masks where people put on. To just like you know what I'm talking about, those like realistic masks.
Ronald Reagan.
Yes, it's like the sure, yeah, like that. I like that.
Okay, right. He kind of looks like Ozempic Eggman.
Oh
yeah.
I don't like that.
Oh man,
that's scary.
Oh, and Ozempic.
You're gonna get sued.
Yep. Don't listen to me. Ozempic people. They can always like come into my house and just stab me with the needle.
On Earth. Okay, continue, please.
The thug confronts Scarecrow at his hideout in an abandoned theater. When he demands to know how he was keeping his winnings, Scarecrow merely gives him a thick telegram and removes his disguise. He moves closer to the thug, who has fallen into a terrifying state. Now we have the new design change for Scarecrow. Are we loving this now?
He's definitely better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the sort of straw hair. I like his sort of like weird underbite kind of look to it. It's definitely an improvement for sure. I like it.
Yeah, what about you, Ray?
I mean, yeah, I like it. He's a lot more Scarecrow. And like in a way we technically have a reason for why he has a new look because he left the old one behind at Arkham.
Oh, look at that.
True.
He made a new mask and decided not to make it look ass.
But yeah, this is what I imagine of Scarecrow. How he looks, it would be this version of Scarecrow here.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, not that. What do you call it, Skyler?
I keep calling it a string bean.
String
looks
bean.
very. He had a fucking VeggieTales head. Pardon the language.
Dumbass tube head.
Well, thank you for this new design, whoever created it.
You're welcome.
The next day, Batman is called to the police infirmary by Commissioner Gordon, where they find the thug scared stiff. Hidden underneath his bed, Batman explains Scarecrow's scheme. He is fixing games to win at gambling by disabling the favored candidates with his fear toxin.
What a dork. Listen, it's working, I get it, but I'm gonna use my fear toxin to rig sports betting. Loser.
College football. This is definitely the weakest part of the episode for me. I like some things about this episode quite a bit, but yeah, the idea that like they kind of explain it away of like he's getting money for his next scheme.
Yeah,
so it's like we're seeing Scarecrow's like in between schemes, his fundraising efforts, so that he can build his actual scheme eventually. It's like a little silly that we're seeing this part of it.
Things.
Yeah,
I think I got confused. My favorite episode is the last episode. It's not this episode.
Okay.
Okay. I apologize.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
So you thought Fear of Victory was the Clock King episode?
Yeah.
Instead of the episode titled The Clock King.
Yes. Yeah. I guess
he doesn't think in titles. He thinks in numbers. Okay.
Yes. There's a lot of episodes here, so gotta keep track. I apologize there. But this is we'll get into it later. Back at the Batcave. Oh yeah, by the way, why is Gordon didn't catch these two things together? I guess he wasn't paying attention.
Kind of weird. That is a little mean to him. He was like, put it together, Commissioner. It's like, oh my god.
Oh.
He's so busy Like he finally got recognition for all of his years of hard work like 3 weeks ago, and it almost got him blown up.
And now he's slack-a-lacking.
He has to keep up with every villain has a gimmick now, even ones that don't matter. Even stupid upstarts like Nostromos. He's got a wig and he can fly.
It's true.
Come on, Gordon. Robin is trying to overcome his fear by walking a narrow cliff, but Batman returns just in time to keep him from falling. Robin says he cannot help Batman, but he insists that he needs Robin's help at the ninth of the football game. I would say Alfred should have came in and help him, right? Like, where's Alfred?
That's a good point.
Alfred should have been spotting at the very least.
Yeah.
Because, like, imagine, like, Bruce comes back. It's like, Alfred, where's Robin? Like, sir, he fell down the shaft. He didn't ask for help. And he just fell. His training didn't work.
Sorry.
Set up some, like, Ring or Google Nest in the Batcave, at least, so Alfred can look.
You don't think maybe Alfred's sleeping for once?
He
No.
doesn't sleep.
He's Alfred.
A is for Alfred. He's awake.
That's true. He's kind of old, so he's probably sleeping. Well, do we see Alfred sleeping in this whole series? I don't think so.
Is that
Never.
something you
don't
feel
see
you
a
need
lot
to
of people
see?
sleeping.
I don't know. Well, outside the stadium, Robin spots Scarecrow despite the big crowd and manages to follow him until he reaches the lockers. Robin hides behind a nearby hall stand, spots Scarecrow putting his toxins in one of the helmets. Oh, the leather helmets, I guess. Once he leaves, Robin disposes the helmet. Shortly after, in the field Gotham is leading and is close to winning the game. Scarecrow is puzzled by the delayed action of his toxin, and when he is caught on the roof of the stadium by Batman, he panicked, pulled out his test tube with the fear substance, and threatens to drop it on the people below, causing a massive panic. Batman is held at bay, and just to make sure, Scarecrow drops it anyway. The tube lands on the rim of the scaffold, and Batman goes after it. I like this part where he was trying to grab it, and he kind of like fumbled it, and at the same time, the football game, someone fumbled the ball. So yeah,
There's a lot of double entendres here.
And a
That's
great
true.
recovery.
it's good.
There's a wild throw that happened earlier on.
I want
Or
to
like
talk
the-
about that.
Yeah, this was like the worst throw in football history. I don't know how
Yeah,
this
it's going end over end.
He threw for like 80, 90 yards, but it was not a spiral throw. It was it's just the ball like barely like tumbled over itself in one rotation. It was nuts.
He's a good player. As the test tube falls, and Robin has no choice but to defeat his fear, he uses his grappler to swing towards the tube and catches it. Defeated Scarecrow tries to escape, but he has no chance. That's it, pretty much. Scarecrow was like, you got him. You guys got him. Later, at the Wayne Manor, Bruce and Dick watch TV in the living room as Brian Rogers signs a multi-year contract with the Gotham Knights.
He
Dick
was
smiles.
the Gotham Knights' first round draft pick.
Yes.
How is it? They were just playing like last week. How's the draft already now?
That's true. They were like, let's hurry up. Let's get on with the draft. And maybe that's why. Well, I don't know. Maybe they don't care.
Or maybe that shot was like months later.
Maybe. Oh, that
Yeah,
scene.
possible.
Probably. Well, Dick smiles at Bruce's suggestion to congratulate his roommate through a telegram. You got jokes.
It's not funny, Bruce.
All right. That was the episode of what was Fear of Victory. Thumbs up or thumbs down? Oh, we're having mixed feelings about this one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say thumbs up because I like that they fixed Scarecrow's design,
Yes.
and I like the Arkham Asylum scene, and I think there's stuff in there with Robin overcoming his fear. They don't really go into it, but the fact that his fear has given him vertigo, and he's an acrobat. It's like the biggest way to cripple him, and like I don't know, is that even? You could read further into it. Like, is it subconsciously like less of a fear of losing what he's good at, but more a fear of like his skill set being taken away from him, so he's no longer even a help to Batman? I don't know. There's a lot of read between the lines stuff there, but I think it's good. I do think the sports betting thing is really stupid, lame. But I don't know. I'll still give it a thumbs up, benefit of the doubt type thing.
What about you, Anthony?
I mostly agree with Skyler. Yeah, I think there's some really good stuff here. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's not a strong thumbs up, but I don't think it deserves a thumbs down, in my opinion. This was something that Ray can also elaborate on. But yeah, it's something about it where she was talking about just remembering this episode. She's like, I don't know if the fear toxin works right, because like, why would Dick Grayson have a fear of heights? But like, yeah, the way they explain it actually makes sense. It's like it's not a straight up like, oh, you see spiders like we see in the past, where it's a phobia.
Right.
It's more so like an inverse of feelings, which is cool. So yeah, I would say it's a mild thumbs up, but it's a thumbs up nonetheless.
What about you, Ray?
I mean, yeah, I have to agree. It is a thumbs up. I really like Skyler's analysis of it being also transformed into like not just a fear of heights itself, but rather the fear of not being useful to Batman. Because like he even has that line where he's like, "I'm of no use to you right now."
Yeah.
It would be like a definitive thumbs up if maybe they played more into that dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it wasn't a character study of Dick Grayson. But yeah, it's still a thumbs up.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it thumbs up as well. It's, I think you guys took the words out of my mouth. It's not. I'm about to say a quote from Batman Begins, but I just lost my thought. But let's just move on.
You've never seen
But
that.
it's actually from Space Jam.
Oh,
Or Get Smart.
oh, get smart. I have a lot of. I'm mixing my quotes between these movies, so I'll just stop at that. But I'll give it a thumbs up for this show, for this episode. But I do have an interesting fact for this one. The Gotham Knights football team is introduced, a reference to the Bat family of crime fighters, who has been referenced to as the Gotham Knights.
It's a good name for a football team.
Yeah, but the video game, not people like it.
So does that mean in Dark Knight Rises, because in that they're the Gotham City Rogues, right?
Yeah, in the Nolan verse, it's Rogues, because there's that shot in the trailer for Dark Knight Rises where someone made the R for Rogues as like the Robin logo. That's not in the movie.
I think if Gotham City Knights is the NFL team, then the Rogues are like their XFL equivalent.
Exactly like that. All right, that was that episode. But now we're into our last episode here. This is I think a good one here. Is episode 25, The Clock King. On a Gotham City subway, attorney at law, our favorite, Hamilton Hill.
God.
Sits next to Temple Fugate, a businessman typing intently on a computer. Hill advised him to loosen up, and Fugate stiffly informs him that he is preparing to appear in court to help his attorney appeal a multi-million-dollar verdict against his company. It's his last appeal, so if he loses, he'll be bankrupt. Hill asks if Fugate at least take a coffee break. Take it easy.
Take your coffee break at 3:15.
Yes, on the dot.
Not whenever you want, which was the point he was trying to make. He said, no,
True.
just take it exactly 15 minutes late.
Well, it's baby steps, right? Like this guy's, pretty anal. So you try just changing the schedule just a little bit out of his norm.
Well, he did that, and Hill he kind of messed up his routine because he appeared to court a little bit late. Oh no, hold on. Let me read this.
No, are we getting a Clock King cameo now?
No. Oh goodness,
Whoa.
hell no. I don't want him here. Well, Hill suggests that he shakes up his routine up a bit and takes, of course, as we said, 3:15. The better to appear more relaxed in court. I would say this: do you guys ever have a friend who's like Fugate?
Like super punctual,
On time.
has to do some things at a certain time.
Yeah.
No.
Let me tell you something here. I have a friend like this.
Oh no.
I was visiting Miami, and I met him for the first time with a bunch of friends, and we were supposed to head out from the house from our Airbnb, and he was like, "Oh man, I lost my toothbrush. Let me set my clock for 3 minutes just to search it up." And I was like, "Okay, that is totally weird." So I was just waiting for him.
Give himself 3 minutes to find his toothbrush.
Yeah.
He set like a timer to I'll allow myself 3 minutes, and if I don't find it in that time, we gotta go.
Yes. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting. And it's past 3 minutes. And he's like, okay, where does this go? I'm like, I don't know if it's the same guy, but same like Fugate, but setting a timer for that is kind of weird.
I mean, did you have, not to derail this, but, did you have other plans for the day? And he's like, well, I don't want to hold this up forever, where I can just simply replace a toothbrush, but if I can find it, I would like to.
We're on the way to go somewhere, and he told us to wait, and he set a timer for 3 minutes.
Okay, no, actually, that's let me defend this guy. That's really good. He didn't want to spend forever looking. No, shut up, you.
Do it when you get back. Why 3 minutes when you think about it is kind of a long time to look for a toothbrush, because where is it going to be? The bathroom is kind of the only place it's going to be. 3 minutes when you're about to leave right now, look for it when you get back. Don't look for it right now.
But, if you can't find it, if you forgot to pack it while you're out, you can buy a replacement.
I need to know what kind of toothbrush it was.
I don't know. I do not know.
Was it like an electric toothbrush? Or is it just like a little... Is it... Every time I go to the dentist, they give me a free toothbrush. And it basically lasts me to the next free toothbrush that the dentist gives me.
I don't know what...
Yeah, they hand those things out. Yeah. Toothbrushes are free, it turns out. So
yeah. I'm going to set a timer for 3 minutes right now. Okay, right now. So
I don't know, Ray. I thought that was just weird. You're just holding up time. Let's just go. We don't care about your toothbrush. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, at that point that you're saying we don't care about your toothbrush, you're not being understanding enough.
Well, we can find another time. We have to go somewhere.
Maybe his wife gave him that toothbrush.
No, he's single.
Okay. Well, now you're just giving away too much personal information about this.
I am. I hope he's not listening.
He's not ready to mingle because he hasn't brushed his teeth yet.
Oh no!
I'm not saying that. Yes, you probably should have just done it later. Yeah. But maybe, just maybe, there's something else going on there. Maybe, some people have OCD and other compulsions that they can't control. And so he gave himself a reasonable time limit.
If you don't find the toothbrush now, it's all you're going to think about for the rest of the day.
That's true.
I guess that's okay.
True.
Well,
but don't do this right before you go into a funeral. That's just not appropriate to look for your toothbrush when you're about to do that.
Would a truly OCD person even lose the toothbrush? How do you lose a toothbrush? There's really only one place you can put it. Well, if you're an Airbnb, there's two. There's the bathroom by the sink, and then there's your personal luggage.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if it's not in those two places, dude. I don't know what happened to your toothbrush.
Well,
Exactly.
I still want to say, if this
Yeah.
friend of yours is listening, I'm a bit more understanding than I feel Abrar is. Abrar's like, I don't give a shit about your toothbrush. We gotta go.
we have an itinerary. We have to go places.
No,
But-
you're the Fugate.
Oh,
You're the Fugate.
Black King.
You're the itinerary.
Oh.
You're trying to push it on him. Man, he gave himself 3 minutes. Set a timer to find his toothbrush. You're like, no, we don't have those 3 minutes to spare.
You didn't take your coffee break at 3:15. Now we understand. This is why we had to get to the bottom of it.
Okay.
Alright,
The truth comes out.
I apologize. I apologize to my friend there if you're listening. I'm sorry.
He's not listening.
I hope not.
So look for that
Um,
toothbrush.
I hope he found it. I don't know if he found it or not,
I
but
don't even know if he found it.
no,
No,
You
we
were in
didn't
the
find
same
it.
Airbnb.
you never mentioned it. That's the thing. He didn't find it, but we had to go somewhere. But he never talked about it since then.
You have to tell us
Oh.
where you were going. We have to know what was so damn important that your guy couldn't
I
find
thought
his
it was a funeral.
No, it's not a funeral. It
I
was
think you made that up.
no. It was
Like,
where was
oh,
it?
we're
Was
just
it-
going to the beach.
No, I
The
think it
beach
was a
doesn't close, Abrar.
no.
Yes, it does.
I think it was a restaurant. It was the five season restaurant in Miami.
All right, it's been 3
You have
minutes.
like a
since I started
reservation?
for the timer. 3 minutes right now, so I started
We
the
did.
timer.
We
Okay,
did.
if you have to move on, we have to move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're over the time here.
The 3 minutes are up. We have to go.
Okay. Where am I? Okay. After returning to his office, Fugate considers this advice and to utter in utterness of his secretary, asks for her to put his coffee in the thermos. Fugate takes his coffee to the park and begins to relax. And when disaster strikes, he is hit by a stray ball by some children, and his papers are scattering everywhere. And scramble to pick them up, a dog barks and startles him, making him fall into the fountain.
You know
I
what's
was saying-
crazy? What's
Yeah.
crazy about this is this is like this is the movie Joker. He
Oh.
is so close to finding inner peace. He's like a moments away from being like, he was right. I did just need to take a deep breath and take a moment and enjoy life. But unfortunately for him, he lives in a society, and that society pushed him to the edge.
Yeah. I mean, we'll
Yeah.
get into more of the details here, but I'm just gonna say right now, this guy, most reasonable Batman villain ever. I totally understand his plight and his reason. I do not blame him for a second. I will one little blame. You're on your break. Your break is not for your work. Don't bring
That's
your
true.
work on your break.
Mm.
You know, but maybe he took his break and was on the way to the place. That would just be leaving early, if you ask me. But I digress.
So you know what's
Well,
really funny
yeah.
to me is like right after he drops all of his papers in the fountain, and then it shows us the courtroom scene, and it's very dramatized, almost dreamlike, of the
Yeah.
judge being like, "You
Mm.
failed to turn in the thing. You're guilty, and you're going to jail." Whatever he says.
He said you've been found guilty of $20 million. He like says it really quick.
Yeah, and
His
it's just
lawyer
like,
just shrugs.
the way it's shot. It's almost like you think this is what he's worrying is going to happen, but it's not really going to happen. But I guess that's what happened.
That's
It
what
is
happened. Fugate, after that happened, Fugate begins yelling like a madman. In the scene, kind of looks like Larry David because his hair is like this way.
You know
like how-
what?
Yeah.
You know what? Him being like having a justified reason as to why he's gone insane, but nobody cares because he's such an asshole. That is the most Larry David. He is Larry David.
He is Larry
Yeah.
David.
This is the Curb
Okay.
Your Enthusiasm episode of Batman.
You're so right.
There we go. Larry David is the clock. Oh, I won't say it yet. The scene just dissolves.
Spoilers.
Yeah.
This episode called The Clock King.
No.
I
The
wonder
scene,
who it could be.
Well, you never know. The scene dissolves to 7 years later. That's a long time. And now Hill is
You
mayor
think that
of.
stacks on top of the 2 years later from the Joker episode? So Batman's
Oh my
been Batman
God.
for 9 years now.
I mean,
Probably.
multiple things can happen at a certain point, right?
No.
Oh. Okay, then. Yes, Batman's been around for that long, then you're correct.
Okay.
Well, Hill is now mayor of Gotham, running for re-election. On his way to his fundraiser, the traffic lights stopped, beginning to malfunction, creating several crashes and a major gridlock. As several car drivers start blaming Hill, someone on a rooftop above releases a graffiti version of Hill's campaign poster. It reads, "For a change." Oh, time for a change.
He caused a mild traffic accident, and then he didn't even really graffiti. It's a poster he made at home,
Yeah.
and he unfurls it. It can be taken
home.
down. This is kind of similar to Scarecrow doing rigging sports betting. It's just like, you dork, you big nerd.
Well, it's
You could have just
targeted,
put that
right?
over the building.
It's a targeted attack because he's not really like a world domination guy. He's not doesn't
No.
have big like ideas of grandeur. He just hates Mayor Hill, and I mean, once again,
As do we
relatable,
all.
right? Like,
Yes.
that's just fair. But I like this little scene when Bruce is like, "It's nobody's fault. Look, the traffic lights." Like he's just immediately trying to diffuse the situation. But everyone's
Because
looking at
Alfred
this
was going to
big
fight that
poster.
guy.
Even if it was, he was gonna kill him.
Well, this episode should be called Vendetta because this guy has a vendetta on Hill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
true.
going to say that, and I feel like I would have said it funnier, but Bart took it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Next time.
Well, Killer Croc could be called the Clock King, I guess.
No. Just
The
go
Croc
on.
King.
The Croc King.
Ooh.
People from the show listen to us.
This show's over.
Ah, damn it. Well, Bruce Wayne, who happened to be driving ahead of Hill's limousine, makes a quick costume change and flies up to the roof of the building, aka he vented in Among Us, just like where he sees Fugate, now styling himself as the Clock King. When Batman corners him, demanding answers, Fugate replies only that the 9:15 is always 6 minutes early, and rolls off the building edge to land neatly on a passing commuter train. All
How
right.
amazing would it be if he's like, the train's always early, and he tumbles off, and Bruce looks over the ledge, and he's just dead.
Just on the tracks. Like, oh god.
That's not good. Well, we now have this version of this villain here. Oh, I don't want to say he's a villain, but he's a bad guy at the most. Is the Clock King? What do you guys think about this
He's
guy?
definitely a villain. Spoilers, he does intend to murder the mayor.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that he discovered his true talent was punctuality and timing. He's like, I'm just very in tune with. He's like a metronome. So he leans into that gimmick and he scribbles clock hands on his glasses.
Yeah.
He can't see past that. And then he's like, well, what do I do if the coppers or if Batman tries to stop me? So he takes little pocket watches and he puts explosives in them and he just throws pocket watches at people.
He's only got so many because we'll find out there's a limited supply of these pocket watches because they are expensive.
They are.
Yeah.
But yeah, this again, I don't think we've seen this character outside of the show. Is he in the comics?
No,
I'm
the
not sure.
Clock King
What?
exists. The Clock King
The
is very
Clock-
much a thing.
The Clock
Okay.
King is a classic like DC supervillain. I'll send a picture of classic Clock King so you can get a
Please.
good idea.
He's on
of him,
he's on the 60s show, isn't he?
Is he?
I think he shows up in the 60s show. I know he showed up in Arrow once.
Oh.
I mean, he's been in a lot of cartoons, and he was like within like the past couple of years in the Teen Titans comic book and all. It's like, yeah,
He's been in a lot of
Clock King-
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll say
Okay.
this version is specific to the animated series because they not dissimilar to what they did with Clayface, where they took like Basil Karlo's origin and used it for Matt Hagen. Like Temple Fugit is a new name, a new character persona that they invented for this show.
It is a very new modern interpretation of Clock King. That is very true.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I'll get into his stories then. This picture you sent, he kind of looks like the new Power Rangers Japanese. What is it called? The
Boonbuncher, because he's got like the circle on the face. Oh, I can see what you mean. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
So yeah, classic Clock King has a clock for a face, so it's a little different from Brown Riddler, I will say.
Diarrhea Riddler.
All right.
All right, Clock King. Well, Batman investigates the control center for the city's traffic lights and finds the remains of a time bomb there, including a highly expensive with a watch pocket that was used as a detonator. Batman runs the watch serial number and finds Fugate's name. Investigating his address, he finds the place empty except for a multitude of clocks. Examining Fugate's papers, he finds data on the city's power and water networks, but the most data is on the city clock's power. I lost my thought. Skyler, you said something about, I think it was our Invisible episode. What was it?
What did I say?
You said something about invisible clock?
An invisible clock?
Yeah, and I messed up with saying something else. So for the Invisible Man episode, I said something.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't remember all the things I've said in this episode, so I'm not going to be able to help you here.
No. I was supposed to say invisible cloak because that's what the Invisible Man was using. But I said invisible clock.
Oh, and I was like, invisible clock, that's not very helpful, probably. But I assume that's what I said.
Yes, and then we're gonna bring it back for this episode, and now we're just talking.
Well, I'm glad we got
Tyler trying to memento his own jokes.
Yes. I apologize again.
No, it was funny then, it's funny now, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking last night, do people know how to read analog clocks? Are they teaching that in school? I don't think so.
I don't think they teach anything in school anymore.
Soon they won't. Yeah. So I don't know. I remember as a kid, we had like that big yellow clock with like the red and blue hands and arms, and you fucking use that. So yeah, I remember that. So Clock King is alive in our hearts because we learned how to tell time.
I can in fact tell time.
Okay, good.
On a clock.
Me too. Oh, you're a clock. All right.
On a clock.
Please. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Listening to the police band, Alfred hears of a small blackout localized to a block where the Gotham's Mutual Bank's main branch is located. Subgating few gates, Batman goes to investigate, but it is Josh Hudson's trap. As soon as he enters the vault, the door slams shut behind him. And
I'm sorry, what did you just say his last name was?
Oh, come on.
Hudson?
Hartnett?
Hartnett! Oh my god, I was thinking about PETA from Hunger Games.
Okay. You couldn't have said Zathura?
Zathura, oh yeah.
Bridge to Terabithia.
No, I'm talking about Hartnett? Hartnett!
Please, this episode's so long!
We had a good pace going, and then, the time got away from us in the last one. I don't know what happened.
Oh, of all the episodes to lose time on.
Perfect. The door slams shut behind him, and a machine on the floor begins humming. A tape recorder on top of it plays a message from Fugate explaining that the machine is a vacuum pump that is slowly removing all the air from the inside of the vault. Batman's mask is useful, pretty much, and the pump...
Useless.
What did I say?
Useful.
Very different. Useless. And the pump's box is rigged with a motion-sensitive bomb. I would say Clock King is very prepared.
There's a moment while Clock King is like saying like, and you can't do this or else you'll die this way, and if you don't do this, then you'll die this way, and then you can't do this. So I beat you, Batman. You're gonna die. See you later. There's a moment where Batman's just literally on his knees, just taking a moment, like, I just gotta think about what to do here.
He needs a moment. Yeah, I will say, and this is a bit of a spoiler alert. This is one of my all-time favorite episodes of Batman the Animated Series. Like, this is in my top 10. I love this episode so much. It is so cool how close Clock King gets to killing Batman. Like, this is probably the closest any villain has ever gotten. And yeah, it's just so, Batman's so defeated by the end. He's like, oh my god, this guy thought of everything. He's constantly like, it'll take it precisely this long for your item to do this. And on top of that, it makes Batman look so awesome. Because the fact that he gets out of this, he finds the little loophole in Clock King's formula where it's like, oh my god, Batman is so cool. He could do anything. And it's believable. It's not like, with as much prep time. Batman had no prep time. He was going to die.
Yeah.
Dude,
he's awesome.
Put the Clock King in the new Matt Reeves movie as the villain. I can see that.
As the villain?
Yeah.
All right.
The Clock King for Batman 2.
So will he wear the exact same tactical mask and everything that Riddler wore, but it's brown?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And his big glasses have clock hands drawn on them. You could make that edit right now. You can Photoshop that right now.
I could. Well, elsewhere, Hill is dedicating Gotham's new subway station, home of the world's first fully automated line. But the subway train, he asks, has not arrived yet. Embarrassing for him, in front of a laughing crowd, Fugate's voice interrupts over the sound system, taunting Hill, as we all do.
I'm glad that the entire city is just ready at the drop of a hat to turn on Hill and laugh at him because he's an awful mayor.
He's a bad guy. Well, then two subway trains start hurtling towards each other from opposite ends of the same track. People flee the station in panic, and the trains crash. And ensuring chaos, Hill disappears. Great. I don't want to say it's great, but the animation of the two trains crashing is very epic. I'll say crazy. Batman tries an escape from the trap, breaking the cassette from the recorder in half. He pulls out the tape reels and uses tape as a makeshift pulley system to gingerly swing the pump box towards the vault door, then hitting it with a batarang to detonate the bomb. Blowing the door open, Fugate has Hill tied at the end of the hour hand on the face of the city's clock tower at 3:15, the same time where Hill suggests him for the coffee break. The hand will pass each other, crushing Hill to death.
But it won't smush him completely. It'll take his entire right side off his right arm, his right leg, right?
Which is honestly worse.
His arms and legs. Yeah,
I mean that's bad too. That'll still get the job done.
Well, Hill is mystified as why Fugate is doing this, and Fugate reminds him since Hill was an attorney with the law firm representing clients in the lawsuit against Fugate's company. Fugate now believes that the whole coffee break, okie doke, was a ploy by Hill.
I just realized something interesting.
Yeah.
He obviously the whole setup here is you're gonna get killed at 3:15 when you told me to take my break.
Mm-hmm.
And on his glasses, I've said multiple times, the hands are drawn clock hands, and it's 3:00, where he wanted to take his coffee break.
Oh, damn.
The plot thickens, I'll say.
It's nuts.
That was good. That's a good observation.
Probably coincidence. I don't think they did that on purpose.
No, I think they did. Well, he'll try to explain that was never his intention. Yeah, right. Batman arrives and Fugate engages him with his sword cane inside the gear system of the clock tower. Batman says that Hill is Hill committed no crime. Fugate retorts that Hill did worse by making him late. I thought that was a great line by the Clock King there. As Fugate, his cane becomes lodged in one of the gears, halting the minute hand a second before it crushes Hill. However, under the strain, the entire clock begins to break up, and Fugate falls down into the depths of the tower. Batman has to fly out the window in time to catch Hill as the clock hands off of the face. The Clock King got smushed, I believe, what it looks like. He's gone.
He's not gone.
Oh.
Be impressive if he survived.
Yes, well, that's what Gordon said. He's like, he probably died in that wreck. But Batman warns that if Batman could survive that collapse, Fugate could as well. Batman suspects
because he knows clocks.
Yeah, because Batman suspects it's only a matter of time before he resurfaces.
Also, Batman, no, you're Batman. What do you mean if you survive, someone else can?
That's what I'm saying. Honestly, this whole end fight bit is where it starts to lose me just a tad. Because,
really?
Just because Clock King, his power set, I guess we'll say, is he's very smart.
Mm-hmm.
He's outthinking Batman, and that's his advantage. And then he's physically fighting him at the end, which I think is just a little silly. I'm not totally buying it.
Right. Well, it's like Clock King is bringing up all these points of like, it takes you exactly 20 seconds to throw a punch. And it's like, listen, you can know that information. Knowing it and executing the response are two different things. But I guess he's trained.
Like, Batman's fought somebody with a sword before. It's not like this old nerd is going to be a problem.
All right, Penguin in the episode, the bad episode. Again, Batman in my basement. He fought with the sword.
Guess I was thinking like Ra's al Ghul, but that's fine.
Oh, but that's later on. We'll get into that.
Well, he's probably fought him in the past.
Probably.
I don't actually remember. It's fine though.
No, we'll get into it, but later. But is this a thumbs up or a huge thumbs down?
Oh, why are those the two options?
Okay, a huge thumbs up or a huge thumbs down?
Okay. I'm still going to say thumbs up.
Okay. What about you, Anthony?
Well, like I said, it was my top 10 episodes of all time. This is a thumbs up. I think this is a great episode for sort of new reinvention of a character. I like that he's got like a really simple, sort of straightforward revenge plot. There's nothing crazy or like there's nothing too big. Like he just hates Mayor Hill, and I get that. I've been saying that this whole entire podcast that we've been doing. So I like it. I like this take on Clock King.
Absolutely. And what about you, Ray?
It is also a thumbs up for me. I like it. I can't be upset at an autistic man being upset that his schedule was ruined for the day. You know?
Like Abrar was that one time in that Airbnb.
People have their quirks, and maybe let them do the things that they're comfortable with. How about that?
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to get like an assassination attempt.
Basically.
Your friend's going to come at you with a toothbrush.
No.
Oh, big toothbrush sword.
Oh. Well,
he's going to draw toothbrushes on his glasses.
Oh, toothbrush man. No. I will tolerate everyone's weird habits. I'll do that from now on. I'll do that. I also give this a thumbs up as well. Interesting fact for this episode. This episode, believe it or not, breaks the status quo by having Batman making all his appearance by day.
Yeah, I guess it does. This is a very daylit. Well, it's because he has to play by the Clock King's schedule.
Yeah.
Clock King's not doing stuff at nighttime.
No, he's sleeping.
It's bedtime.
His bedtime's like. But right, yeah, that was episodes 21 to 25. Next time you hear us, it will be 26 through 30. But before I end this up, Skyler, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Blue Sky at Skyler 8-bit. And I also have a podcast of my own with other frequent guests of this show, Daniel. It's called Ready Set Replay. We are on YouTube at Ready Set Replay, as well as Spotify. And I think there's a Twitter you can follow called RSR_POD, RSR pod.
Fantastic. And I believe you just had a new episode that came out today or yesterday?
Yeah, we have a weekly show that we do I think it comes out every Saturday, and then frequent other episodes that come out whenever the hell we feel like it, I guess.
All right. And what about you, Anthony? Where can they find you in the web?
In the web, of course, you can find me at Anthony Lantern on all social media platforms. I have a YouTube channel, Anthony Reviews. We are Anthony Reviews, or if you're a fan of Batman and Batman toys, feel free to check that out. I also have my own podcast called The Grunt, where I talk about recent movies and TV shows and things that I've been enjoying. And I guess that is pretty much it for right now.
All right. And Ray, where can they find you?
Just don't. I don't do anything like everyone else.
Oh,
I don't have
okay.
a podcast.
And I respect
don't do
you
anything.
for it.
Well,
Yeah.
of course, you can find Ray here at the Brown Boy Wonder podcast, and you were a former champion in our wrestling episodes, but you were a former Brown Boy. Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we all were, yeah.
Yeah.
We all were Brown Boy Wonder champions, so appreciate that. Of course, you can follow this podcast where you're listening to right now. You're listening to on Spotify. You see me moving right now. I'm on video. Follow me there, and I'm also on Apple Podcasts where I don't have video. Just listen to my voice, my beautiful voice. I'm also on TikTok, on Instagram at Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Until then, guys, we'll see you at the next bad episodes.